The last few days of marked a major change, I hope, in the course of development of my channel, in that it may have been the first time that I've got a major influx of viewership and new subscribers without having my work pirated. In the past, I've had to rely on drip-off effects after I might have had one of my videos seen millions of times somewhere else, and then only a tiny fraction of those people, maybe one in every 25 to 2,500 of them, actually come and view my channel. So I've surpassed a major milestone for YouTubers, and the subscriber total is now over 10,000. So once again, thank you so much to everyone. I try to do these periodic mass thank yous because I can't post a thank you for every comment. And although I would like to say often thank you for something someone has said, it wouldn't be entirely fair to just thank a handful of people when practically everybody who leaves a comment or subscribes or likes or dislikes and so on is helping the channel. So thanks again. It's great to finally surpass this milestone, and it might be important in that if I ever want to contact YouTube, I'll be a little higher up the pile because I've got a threshold number of subscribers and I'm now a bronze YouTuber or whatever they call it. I've gotten some increased frequency of a certain type of comment now, which I never would have had before, or not so often before, and that is the thing that says, what am I watching? Well, when you watch one of these high note videos, which is probably the first thing you'll see when you come to the channel, that is like a super compressed version of the overall message of the channel. Something that I would take normally hours to elaborate on, compressed into the space of a few seconds. And it grew out essentially by accident, and it got spread around, and so these things have become popular as what they call memes, which doesn't help me at all, unfortunately, but that's probably how most people first saw it until recently, when it appears that it's been made a recommended YouTube video. What I'm trying to have is a means for people to network if they're interested in living. Most think clubs and organizations on which our system is based grew out of associations of people who were secretive, and because they weren't liked very much by other people. Misery loves company. It seems that people who sort of sponge off other people, or who've done something criminal or have something wrong with them which they don't face up to, have a natural tendency to bond together, and this is how they've ended up, I think, in some ways running the system. So the premise that I started with when I wrote a story, and I developed a channel to publicize the story, was that we have institutions that feed off people, and that as corporations and so on have essentially unlimited lifespans. They're immortal at our expense. So it's a relationship between predator and prey, and they function like institutionally created vampires, and they're sucking the life out of people, and we aren't getting ageless life in return. So I've devoted my channel to have a place where people could think about this and get different messages that are designed to sort of counter or explain, demystify sources of mainstream propaganda. That's death propaganda as I see it. And one of the main ways this got manifested by accident was in singing. I found there's a lot of myths about singing that are designed, it seems to me, to keep people from developing their voices. So what you're watching then is a way to try to get to a life-based society and means of networking with other people rather than a death-based one. And that's why it might seem so strange and unfamiliar. We don't usually think of singing, for instance, as a form of exercise. If you saw me doing push-ups, I presume you wouldn't ask what am I watching. It'd be something that taken for granted that you exercise for your health, and yet with singing this and developing one's voice and these other things that I do, it still seems strange, and therefore it seems that's a reason why this channel needs to be around.